morning, Zio here, and today we're taking a look at Amazon. Amazon. You're like, wait, Amazon? It's like, yeah, don't you remember? Or I'm sorry, did you forget that Amazon has a gaming division? It has failed to produce really anything of note, canceled a few games, currently is working on an MMO called New World, which is what we're going to be talking about, because Amazon has no idea what the hell they're doing. It's as simple as that. So, go ahead and grab yourself some coffee, sit back, relax, and let's get into it, shall we? And before we start, if you want to play some Minecraft with me, come on and do so. Go ahead and take a look at Elysium Z. Link is in the the thingy is in the description down below for you to join that on Java and stuff like that. So feel free to come join us as we build and have fun. We've got MCMMO. It's a survival server. Some shops here and there. Some lore. Towny, and a bunch of other fun and interesting things, as well as an RPG race system, among other stuff. So you can pick what it is that you want to do. Go pick up a job, go play around in the arena, all sorts of other things. So go ahead and join us, and we'll see you there. Anyway, as for today's story, we're talking about New World, Amazon's new MMO, which yeah. Please stop. Seriously, Amazon, just stop. Get out of the game. I mean, it's already been admitted by Amazon themselves that, the person that they threw the studio together, the guy above it has no idea what he's doing. He's never worked in games before. They're treating this as some kind of tech company instead of the creative business that gaming should be. All great companies of the past have been more focused on creativity and bringing what players, the consumers, the customers actually want into a game, that sort of thing. And then it's when they go into that corporate model, which we have seen time and time again, that things start to slip. You can just look at current examples right now. Blizzard Entertainment with Activision. As Activision came into the frame back with Wrath of the Lich King, World of Warcraft has been on a steady decline over the years. And if you want to tell me otherwise, feel free to do that. But the statistics and what we know say otherwise. Being an avid World of Warcraft fan myself, I've watched it go into this decline spiral for years. It bumps up every expansion, then immediately shoots back down and gets a little bit lower every single time. And that's happened with other companies as well. We saw it happen with Bungie. Bungie made amazing games, made Halo, brought us Halo and all that other stuff. We had a great time, and then Bungie and Activision got together, and then things just hadn't gone all that great. Now they've separated from them, and we've seen the Destiny transmog system. Bungie has been ruined by Activision. I'm sorry. That's I'm going to stick with. That's my opinion, of course. And we've seen it with others. We've seen EA gobble up companies, take a franchise that is great, and completely crush it into something that is unrecognizable and no longer fun to play. We've seen them scuttle business after business after business, like things like Westwood Studios. EA has Maxis too, right? Things like that, SimCity stuff. SimCity 4 is a huge, or SimCity 4, The Sims 4, huge disappointment compared to what they used to do. What Sim 3 had. SimCity 5, it was nice, it was flashy, it was great. Huge disappointment compared to something like whatever that other thing is that people are playing. I can't remember what it's called, Cities XXL or something like that. Anyway, huge disappointment compared to what it could have been, what we've had in the past, that sort of thing. It's just so many companies. This is what happens when you run things like some kind of just tech, like some kind of business, and not actually, have things like creativity and things at the forefront for players. And what we're staring at is In the alpha notes, okay, in the alpha, they've got this storefront because why not? This is not a subscription based MMO. If we go over here real quick, we can take a look at this. It is supposed to be releasing sometime this year, August 31st. Um, and it will go into a closed beta on July 20th, which isn't July next month, or is that the month after that? Anyway, I don't even know what month it is. But yeah, it is not a subscription MMO. It is running off the more Elder Scrolls format. It looks like it will have you pay up front and then you're good to go. However, of course, every expansion you're going to have to pay for. Whether or not they're going to actually supplement that with a subscription mode like ESO, not really sure yet. They could, and that I kind of like that model a little bit more, kind of. Anyway, I guess you can say I'm more interested in like the Star Wars: The Old Republic model, where it's currently, I guess, free, or you can do a subscription and get these bonuses and stuff, that sort of thing. But anyway, so let's go back to this. But yeah, some of the questions have come up recently from our patch or alpha patch notes discussing an in-game storefront. Our plans is to have a store is to create an outlet for players to find enough value in the store that they are happy to purchase them, which, that's completely fine. We're talking about an MMO. Having a storefront's not the worst thing in the world. I know I've ragged on things like mount stores and transmog stores, things like that. But it's not the worst thing in the world. It really isn't. As long as they're putting enough content in it for those who are not, utilizing the store to the degree that they want it to, or to like this huge degree, and it's just purely anything new is always on the storefront and nothing ever actually gets released into the wild for anybody else. As long as there's a careful balance, right? All players will be able to play the full game experience without, or experience we ship without having to make a store purchase. Sounds promising, right? All store items at launch will be exclusively cosmetic in nature. We are introducing the storefront in alpha in order to test these items at their value. Still sounds promising, right? No selection in the store on or their indicated cost during tests. There is no real cost in any case is final. Our purpose is quality assurance and gathering player feedback. So please share your thoughts once the system is introduced. The testing audience will see each type of item we are considering and have an opportunity to provide feedback or introduced to the live game. Looking towards the future, we are also testing ideas on how to offer players quality of life items for mechanics like rested experience and fast travel, both obtainable in game and purchasable in the store. The timing of release for these types of items will depend on how player progress in the months ahead after launch. The players who are able to experience all of the exciting in-game content and game modes, the healthier the overall game experience will be for all players. This is where things get concerning, right? First off, there's more to the game than its in game. I know that there's a lot of issues where the in game is so lax that there's nothing to do, right? We saw that with Warlords of Draenor for WoW, right? Where there's literally no in game. Everybody who was working on it started working on the other expansion, and there was very, very few content updates or anything else that came out for the game beyond its initial release, and it killed it for a lot of people. And I didn't really stick around either. Anyway, even with the new systems with the current expansion for, say, World of Warcraft right now, there's not a whole lot to do at in-game, and that's a problem. There needs to be enough at in-game that you're constantly able to do something. There's stuff that you want to do and things, stuff that you're not like forced into doing or anything, but what it currently is there's not enough there, and it's stuff that you feel like you're forced to go through this routine week after week after week and not actually do anything that maybe you want to do, that sort of thing. So, the end game is an important thing, but at the same time, so is getting to the end game. The journey to the end game is an important thing. I mean, I have stories upon stories from where my past 16 years, 15 years playing World of Warcraft that I could just go on and go, there was this time this happened, there was this time that happened. We were raising our alts and we were in Stranglethorn, no, not Stranglethorn Val, Ungorum Crater, and there was this rogue who was essentially terrorizing us. So me and my buddy parked our mains on top of a tent in the little camping site or whatnot over there. And this, of course, was before flying was a thing. So when he decided that he was going to gank us again, we just logged out, logged back in, and completely nuked his ass over and over and over again. It was a lot of fun. We enjoyed doing that. He was ganking us, so we decided to just gank him until he left the area and all this other stuff. And it was just a fun thing that we did back and forth. I've got stories upon stories to tell about that sort of thing. So, the journey to the end game is something that needs to be a lot of focus. However, when you're going to sit there and have this storefront, you're going to be starting to offer things like, there's nothing wrong with rest experience. WoW does rest experience. You go log out in an inn, you get rest experience to a certain point, caps, and then, all this other stuff. And, but when you sell things like that, XP potions, fast traveling, things like that, even if they are available in game, because usually when this happens, when you have an item on a storefront and that item is available in game as well, you can't get many of those items in game. I mean, you can, they're just not as frequent as they could be, right? If you're gonna, I don't know how they plan to initiate their fast travel system. Most games for fast traveling, it costs gold or something, right? A little bit of money. And WoW, they've got the flight paths. In ESO, they have the stones. Can't think of the names right now, but it costs money, right? It costs the money that you get for killing rats and things like that, and that's how it is. And it's not a whole lot. It's not really something that you normally have to worry about, other than maybe in the earlier stages of the game where you may not have enough money for you to take a flight path. But for the most part, it's never really one of those things that you really ever have to worry about in those games. And what is it, Star Wars The Old Republic, you've got multiple forms of fast traveling where you use your ship takes fuel, or takes, credits to get from one place to the other. Then you take their version of a flight path among the area to get to the different sections of the world and stuff like that. Yeah. But if you're going to, the way it reads, the way it feels is they're going to have like some kind of item that drops under certain circumstances, but you could buy more of those items in the store, so it's an optional thing kind of thing, but it's going to be hard for you to get a hold of, right? And you're going to have XP boosts, things like that, which I'm never really a fan of. And it feels like just, the way they end this entire paragraph, the more players who are able to experience all of our exciting end game content and game modes, the healthier the overall gaming experience will be for players. Really makes me, understand the fact that the people over at Amazon and that studio, who is this Richard Lawrence, the studio director, he has no idea what the fuck he's doing. He doesn't know what the fuck a game is. He doesn't know he doesn't know what an MMO is, doesn't know the experience of an MMO. If you want to come and say otherwise, feel free to do that, but your statement is really bad to make me feel like you have no idea what the hell's going on, right? Um, I'm not even going to talk about Battle Pass. I can see it there. I'm not even going to get into it. Anyway, but yeah, if your main thing is to just speed people through the content of the game to get to the end game, there's no, I'm at a loss for words, to be totally honest. If your game is not good enough, that you want to speed everybody past it, and nobody even, it's like, hey, can somebody help me with this particular quest? It's the dot quest in such and such, Elysium dot quest. Can anybody help me with that? And everybody else on the server is just like, wait, what quest was that again? I have no idea. I don't remember it. Look it up on MMO something another. Nobody remembers it because it wasn't memorable. It was just a standard fetch quest. You dive under the thing or whatnot. You grab a pearl. You bring it back. That sort of thing. And it's like the same thing that 50,000 other quests that everybody has done has been a thing because you couldn't put anything into your game to make it memorable. At least with World of Warcraft, even though they have done way, the leveling experience is way different than what it used to be back in, say, vanilla or BC or Wrath of the Lich King or anything else like that. There's still memorable leveling experience things that happen in the game still. Things, locations and stuff that you still remember. You still look at it and go, gosh, I remember when this wasn't there and it was something else because there was this whole ordeal here. But this new thing, that's kind of cool too, because now you get this rocket and you jump across the chasm and you go over here and you do this. That's still pretty cool too. If you slow down and actually do that and you're not like geared out full and you go through a zone and do the entire zone and stuff like that, there's still memorable things there that you can look fondly on and talk about with friends later on. But if you want people to progress through like that, and just looking at the comments of people talking about how this sort of thing is, and just the people at New World responding essentially. But like, for instance, this one here. The more players who are able to experience all of our exciting in-game content and game modes, the healthier it is for all players, which, of course, is what I've been harping on, right, for the last 5 minutes. This sounds to me that you want to rush people to the in-game with boosts and other stuff. Sounds really bad to me. Just let people enjoy the journey. That's what I'm sitting here harping on right now. And it's isn't about rushing people to the end game. It's about supporting people who don't have much time to play, and helping them reach the end game with the time available to them. I don't like that answer at all. Yeah, I got it. You're wanting to focus on the casual at that point, right? And I'm sorry, maybe this is just a me thing, but when you have an MMO and that MMO is geared towards casual players, there's nothing wrong with having things to, have a little help for casuals, right? They still can experience things, they can still go on, but if they're not going to be dedicated enough to actually put into it, and I'm not talking about you need to play the MMO like it's your second job or anything. I haven't been playing World of Warcraft hardcore since high school, or college. I've been playing it in that casual space for the past, however many years it's been. Gosh, how many years? I'm not even going to attempt to count. I don't have enough fingers and toes, and I, went in the public school system. So if it's over 20, I can't do it. Well, it's not over 20. It's at least 15 to 16 years total. Anyway, point is, I've been playing WoW in that, casual state for years, and I'm still able to reach the end game, still enjoy it, have a good time getting there and stuff, even though, even with the fact that they've made things much faster, and even on the classic settings, it still takes a very long time to get there, but I still enjoy myself getting up there, getting to that particular level, hitting that particular, maybe that one particular level. It's like, if I can hit this today, that accesses this, I have this, I can go do this, and I can start, thinking ahead of what my next move's going to be from there. And, it's going to put me in a new bracket, so I'm going to need to do this, this, and this, so I can go into PvP and have a lot of fun with that, and all this other stuff. You can still do that with casual without rushing them to the end game, because regardless of how New World wants to go ahead and explain that, when you're rushing people through your base portion of the game from level 1 to whatever the max level is going to be, say 60 or something, that's a bad sign right there, that everything below the level cap is worthless. It's not worth doing. It's not looking at that point. You might as well take the WoW model and give us a straight character boost to, the last 10 levels or something. And, not saying that WoW did that because there's nothing there, because there is clearly stuff there. I will defend it, when it has, good content still, even if there are still some issues here and there and stuff. We could nitpick a lot of stuff, and there is a kid behind me. Anyway, um, yeah. So let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'm gonna go take care of this apparently, and I will talk to you later. See ya.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, smash that like button, and always subscribe for more. And of course, there are other videos floating around somewhere on the screen, so click one of those and see if you can find something that suits your fancy. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye.